Spend time doing what you want to do. Same old thing every day, nothing's new. Nobody tells you what you can or cannot do, and time's a wasting. So many problems, which way do you turn? Left or right, either way you get burned. I need direction, which way do I turn? And time's a wasting. Time's a wasting.
Oh, that's so beautiful, honey. Thank you for sharing. And it actually brings up a perfect point. Time's a wasting. If you don't start dating now and you're dating later in life, what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? So I actually going to look in my book because I brought up a topic and I said, ooh, let's talk about this. And it was about a golden nugget that you can implement right now when you're dating. Now, everybody's scenario is different. So we could be talking about somebody who's widowed, divorced, they're in their 40s, they're in their 80s. You have to decide what is appropriate and what fits for you.
Well, it goes back to one of the previous videos we did. You have to ask yourself, what do you really want?
Yes. Now, I'm a big advocate of dating with ease and keeping the emotional roller coaster as steady as possible.
Yes.
And one of the ways I did that, and I'm going to share with you right now, is to multi-date. Multi-date. Now, what is multiple dating? What does that mean? Because people freak out and they go, oh, I'm not that kind of person. I can't date more than... Listen, we're talking coffee here.
Yes.
We're talking maybe a drink here. We're not talking you're having a full-blown relationship with multiple people.
No.
There are people who do that,
Yes.
but that's not what we're talking about here.
Not at all. Not at all. As a matter of fact, what popped into my mind just now, one of the former divas that Donna worked with, who's now very happily married, I might add, when she met the man she's now married to, he didn't really jump out and go after her the way that she was expecting him to. And Donna told her, what are you doing? Keep dating.
Keep dating.
And guess what, divas? He didn't like that. So he stepped up and he made sure that he was the one and only. And like I said, they're now happily married.
Yeah.
But until there is a commitment from the man and between you and him that you want to be exclusive, you're not exclusive.
Right, right. So why do I think this is important? When we date, we're still trying to figure out. Now, we're talking about the first 3 dates here.
Yes.
We're talking about before the 4th date.
Yes.
You should know, you will absolutely know whether to continue or not, because it comes down to, at this state in the game, are we on the same page?
Yes.
Right. So we already established that we're attracted to each other because we accepted the first or second date. And we've established that we maybe even like each other, but maybe we haven't yet established, are we going the same direction?
Yes.
Are our viewpoints and lifestyle desires going along the same track? And the way to keep that balanced is to simply keep dating. You should. I used to have a goal when I was in my 40s to date at least 3 different men in 1 week. It didn't always happen, but that was always my goal. We're talking coffee. We're talking a drink.
Well, what is a date? It's getting to know someone you don't know.
Right.
And if you are not dating multiple people, one of the things that Donna has, I can't tell you how many women I've heard this conversation with. So you're not exclusive, but you're not going to date anybody else. You're just going to wait by the phone until he calls you. You know, you're going to be miserable, right? Because now you've got an expectation involved, and that changes the scenario.
Right. It's very, very important to keep dating.
Yes.
It's like a well-oiled wheel. You want to keep it oiled and keep it moving. And believe me when I tell you, when the right one, the healthy, right relationship person shows up in your life and you start to begin your journey, it is undeniable. It's undeniable.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a
Yeah,
question.
no.
You should never have to ask yourself, is this the guy? Is this the guy?
Yeah.
You will know.
Yeah.
Now, I waited always. In fact, Jeff was very clear about wanting to be exclusive from the beginning.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't the beginning. I think it was our second date.
Yeah, right. And I was very clear about I was a non-monogamous at that moment. I was staying in my protective bubble. I was just getting back out there. It was only been a year and a half after my late husband had departed, and so I thought I was being very clear about the fact that I was not looking for dating one person. And I wanted to keep dating multiple men.
You were very clear.
And all he asked me was, he said to me, and this really touched me. He said, "I'm never going to ask you to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
But all I do ask is that if that changes, you let me know. And don't lie to me."
Yeah.
Well, that was easy. So, anyway, 4 dates later, I was like head over heels in love with the guy. And so, but my point is, go out and multiple date. Dating is an action word. It's a verb. Go out and do it. If you go out with one at a time, and believe me, I tried doing this in the beginning. It is painful. Yeah. It's an emotional roller coaster. You're sitting by the phone. You're waiting for Mr. Wonderful to call back. You think because he says, "I'll talk to you later," means he's going to call you later.
Yes.
That's not necessarily so.
Well, it's the definition of a man's later. For some men, it might mean after football season.
Exactly. That is exactly right. So if you want to stay in your happy place, practice, have your dating is a personal development course all by itself. Then go out and date. Get on the dating apps. Agree to meet for coffee safely. Agree to connect with somebody. Go to dinner. Meet somebody you don't know. Always being safe, of course. And enjoy yourself. And when that Mr. Person shows up and he's the one and he's interested, he's going to make it known.
Yes,
it's not a guessing game.
Well, and the other thing that just popped into my mind is what Donna has said ever since I've known her. I read her book. I bought her book and read it, and she says it in her book. There's really two reasons why you go out on a date. The first one, have fun. You've heard us say that over and over and over. If you're not having fun dating, you really haven't read Donna's book, and you are not applying her system, her smart dating system. You're not going through her ABCs of dating. I mean, it's ladies, save yourself pain and problems. Follow her system. Yeah. The second reason that you would go out on a date with somebody is to figure out if you want to go out on another date with that person. That's it.
That's all.
If you're looking at anything more than that, you're putting pressure on yourself. Yeah. And by the way, he will feel that.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys don't like that pressure, and no more than you like being pressured in circumstances of expectations that I'm just going out to have fun, and he's talking about getting a ring or something. No, you don't want that.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You want to date with ease. You want to enjoy the process. You want to have fun getting to know people you don't know.
Yes.
And the way you do that is to date. Just keep your dating options open.
Yes.
Go out on 2 or 3 dates in a week if you want. My point is, don't shut it down because you think you're on the same page, and you haven't had your third date yet. Yeah. Okay. This is how you keep dating fun, and don't make it harder than it is. Okay. So enjoy yourself. And by the way, the link to my book is below if you want to read about my funnery.
Yes.
And any other last statements?
Well, I was going to end with this. If you you've met somebody and you're not going to go out with anybody else, there is a chance that the fantastic, great guy that you were looking for, you passed up because you're waiting on a guy that you would later find out not a good match, not for me, not a good match for me at all.
Right.
So keep your options open. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel, and then hit the like button. That really does help us. Also, there's a little bell icon. Hit that, and that way you'll automatically get, anytime Donna and I post a video, you'll automatically be notified, and you'll get that. So
okay. And wait, before we sign off, what do you mean when you say they might have passed the one up? Are you saying because they cut it off too soon? They didn't really have the conversation?
If you're limiting your options.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If you're just like, okay, I went out with this guy, I think, I think he might be like really a good guy and this and that, and somebody else contacts you and you're like, no, I'm wanting to go out with this one.
Oh, okay.
If you pass up somebody that's like, I saw your profile, I wanted to see if we could meet for coffee, or I could take you to dinner or drink or whatever he is asking.
Okay.
And you're basically held off for this person. This guy here that's asking you he might blow the other guy away what you got with him. I mean, you just don't know.
You just don't know.
Don't limit your options. That's what I was saying.
Okay, until you have the conversation.
Yes.
That's what that's all about.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
because remember, at the end of the day, divas.
It doesn't have to be that